Hey guys, how we all doing? So yesterday we saw my worst / disappointing games of 2015. So today it's time for the cream of the crop. It's my best games of 2015. So exactly the same as yesterday, guys. The games that are on this list are games that I have actually played this year. There could have been other games on there if I'd have actually had a chance to play them. You know, there's quite a few out there that I just haven't had a chance to play yet. But again, I'm not going to put games on the list that I haven't played. And also, once again guys, it's just my opinion. Don't get yourselves in a tizwas if there's certain games that you like that are not in this list. Like I say, we all have our opinions on games. The way that I look at certain games varies from other people's views on games. So do just bear that in mind before you start going at your keyboard going, "What the fuck are you going on about, Chris, you idiot?" Yeah, it's just my opinions, guys. So once again, you'll get your chance at the end of the video to leave your thoughts on what your best games of the year have been in the comment section. So yeah, be kind, be nice to each other. It's Christmas after all. So without any further ado, guys, here are my best games of 2015.
Number 6. Lego Jurassic World. After playing some of the earlier Lego games like Harry Potter, I honestly never thought I would ever get into these kind of games. But when myself and Lee decided to do a playthrough of Lego Jurassic World for Bartak Gaming, I've ended up having so much fun with it, like so much fun. You know, from the simple yet entertaining gameplay mechanics to the graphics to the at times very, very funny dialogue and sort of animations. It's just one of those games that quite easily suits both kids and adults, and you can get that enjoyment out of it. And whether you're a fan of the Jurassic franchise or not, it's still a really great fun game to play. I have to say, I don't know if I'd have enjoyed it as much playing on my own, sort of in a single player mode, but with friends the game really kind of comes into its own, because you know, you can be working together very easily. 1 minute, you know, trying to find the ambers or helping a poorly dinosaur, and then the next minute you're attempting to break each other in the many available vehicles or ground stomping equipment and just trying to have a laugh and really kind of get one over your companion and everything. The puzzle solving isn't the most challenging and it's not the greatest, but that isn't really the point of the game, and I can more than recommend this if you're looking for a fun, simple game to play with friends. Number 5. Telltale's Game of Thrones. What can I say about this game? You've probably been able to tell on my channel, but I've really, really enjoyed my playthrough so far this year. And to be honest, I would have liked to have finished it by now, actually. But with time constraints and everything, it's not been, you know, possible. But yeah, as a fan of Game of Thrones and as a fan of story-based games, this has just been the perfect match for me. It really has. You know, set in the land of Westeros and surrounded by actual characters and events from, you know, the much-loved series. You play the characters of a made-up family called the Foresters and try your best to help them through many tough and sort of tragic events, as, you know, you'd expect in Game of Thrones. And basically with every decision you make, no matter how little or how big or how small, each thing has an impact on basically the way that the story pans out. I love the art style of these games, which lends itself well to the way, you know, the much expected gory bits of the story are dealt with. The dialogue at times can feel a little bit clunky and maybe a bit over the top, a little bit cheesy, but on a whole I really do love the way it's acted out and everything, and it gives you that kind of connection to the characters, and you know, you feel emotion for them and you want them to do well. And it's really great that it's actually got some of the real actors from the TV show as well. When playing a story-based game, I want to be hooked in and to have that want to find out more and see how things work out, and Telltale have created just that here with Game of Thrones. And this is the first Telltale game I've actually played, but down to this, it's definitely not going to be my last. Number 4. Batman Arkham Knight. Okay, so I can never claim to have been the biggest fan of Batman, and I think I may have played just one of the video games involving the Dark Knight. So when it was suggested to me that I should buy the newest title in the series, I was a little bit sceptical. But I really shouldn't have been, as I have loved every second of playing Batman Arkham Knight, and I haven't even had a chance to finish it yet. I've had that much to play and do this year, it's crazy. But yeah, first and foremost, the graphics are absolutely bloody stunning. You know, stood on top of the tallest building, looking out over Gotham at night with rain pouring down. You step off and you glide your way over the rooftops with lights glistening off the Bat's soaking cape. And I remember doing that and just thinking that it doesn't get better than this graphical wise. I mean, it's just so stunning. It really is great. As I mentioned, I've never really followed the Batman story closely, but I kind of knew enough information to get by and understand what was going on in the story. And for me, I think it's a story that really grips you and gets you in and wanting you to, to do more and find out more. But even if the story fails for you, the amount of side quests and exploring that you can do will just keep you occupied for hours, really. The fighting system is probably, for me, the smoothest and most fun I've come across in gaming, and the driving in it as well with the Batmobile is superb, and the battle system in that is so much fun. And then for me, the best part about it, the voice acting. Kevin Conroy gets Batman's dark tone spot on. There's Martin Jarvis who does Alfred, it's just brilliant. It's just typical Alfred. But for me, the star of the show, and for many other people as well, has to be Mark Hamill as the Joker. Well, a very ghostly Joker anyway. Oh my god, he's so amazing with it. I mean, I know he's done it for many years now, but in this particular one, the right balance of humour with that very dark, creepy undertone and everything. He's got it so spot on. And how the hell he didn't win Best Voice Actor at the Gaming Awards this year is completely beyond me, because he's just superb. I know the game had many problems on PC, but with all that out of the way, I can look back on this game and think just how great that really was, and for me, fully deserved to be in my top games of 2015. Number 3, Rocket League. So when this little indie title came out back in July and basically took YouTube by storm, I think I pretty knew back then that this was already going to be on my Games of the Year list. I mean, little cars, a ball, 2 goals, rocket boosters, an enclosed stadium where you can drive upside down. What more could you want from a game? And to be honest, it really is hard to try and go in depth about how great this game is, because it's just so simple. And the best way of putting it is that I have just not had more fun with a game in so long. And that's the reason why it's here. That's the reason why it's so great. It's such a simple concept. It's basically football with rocket boosted cars, and that's it. You can play it single player, you can play it online, you can play it with your friends locally, and you just guaranteed a good time with it. It is just so great. And the other great thing about it is, although the multiplayer is the best way to enjoy it, the single player mode is pretty damn fun as well. So that ticks all the boxes for me. And whether you've played 100 matches or it's your very first time playing, the good thing about the game is that it actually really doesn't matter, because anyone can score a goal, anyone can make an assist, or you can blow an opponent up. Anyone can play this game at any level and just have a real blast with it. No pun intended. Although be warned, because Rocket League is absolutely guaranteed to bring out everyone's competitive side, whether that be the annoying AI at times or the crucial last minute goals. So it is advisable to sit well back from the TV or anything valuable, or anything that's breakable basically when playing this one, because things are probably going to get thrown. Number 2, Star Wars Battlefront. Now, although this was only released a month ago, this game has already placed itself well and truly in my heart. And bearing in mind my past hatred for FPS games and my poor skill level at them, that really is a very bold statement for me to say. But really, Star Wars Battlefront is totally different from anything that I've experienced in a first-person shooter before. That may well be down to the Star Wars aspect of the game, and to be honest, even if it is just because of that, then so be it, because it is bloody amazing. Now, although the graphics are absolutely beautiful and it's those that people are talking about, for me it is the music and the amazing sound effects that truly give me that Star Wars experience and actually make me feel like I'm defending the uplinks on Hoth or chasing down Luke Skywalker with a speeder bike on Endor. It's just, oh my god, the first time that I heard the blast of the AT-AT or the TIE fighter swooshing past, it honestly did just send chills right through me. It was such a great experience that first time. The gameplay itself, I'm absolutely loving, although I do kind of take people's criticisms on its issues. There are a lot of bullshit deaths. The spawn points on some maps are really infuriating at times. It's very easy to spawn kill, and the power-up system could do with a few tweaks, but for me, that isn't enough to put me off. It really isn't. For the first time in many years, I've been pulled into the world, into an FPS world where every night I'm really wanting to go online with other players from around the world and shoot the hell out of each other. So for me, any game that can do that is a winner in my book. And the fact that I'm actually finishing top of the leaderboard on some occasions is kind of an added bonus, to be honest. Star Wars Battlefront, we've waited many years for it, the hype was created, and for me, you absolutely delivered, and I look forward to being hit on the head by many an Ewok for many years to come. And so, we've had my worst games of the year, and we've had my number 6 to number 2 best games of the year. But what has been my number 1 game of 2015? Well, that award goes to Until Dawn. Yep, when I started playing this game, I didn't see that choice coming either, but Until Dawn has gripped me into a playing experience like no other game has for a long, long time. Put with the lifelike graphics, the sound effects, the amazing acting, and the very, very twisting, turning story, I really just couldn't look past it to be my number 1 game of the year. The main criticism that I've heard from people for this game is that it has poor writing, especially at the start. And in all honesty, when I started my playthrough, I kind of felt like I agreed at that point. It was all too high school, teenage, lame, scary movie vibe to it. However, I personally feel, and I know others do as well, that it was a clear way of just lulling the player into a false sense of security. And looking back on it now, I think it was such a genius idea because it was done in such kind of a bad way. It really, I mean, it was maybe over an hour into the gameplay that I was still feeling safe because of the way it had started, and I just felt, oh, well, nothing really bad is going to happen, because even if it does, I don't care about these annoying, bitchy and whiny teenagers, you know, I really had no care for them. However, the sudden dark twists and turns throughout the story completely catch you off guard, or at least it did with me, and it soon grips you in as you try your very best to guide these now very scared and vulnerable young people to the end of the game alive. You see so much character progression in everyone, well, nearly everyone, if you actually manage to keep them alive, and the very different game mechanics and choices really do make you feel like you are in control of these people's lives, and that just one small step out of line can mean your favourite teen lives or gets the head chopped off. Now that's a real sense of pressure and also a sense of power, I think. And the psychological tones can't be ignored throughout, which, oh, I absolutely loved. It just made it for me. Because, like, from thinking the game was going to play out like a tropey teenage bore fest, I soon found myself in one of, like, the darkest experiences of my life and, like, questioning every choice that I made, and that was just brilliant the way that was done. I think that was helped really by the acting in it as well. It was just all spot on. From Hayden Panettiere, who plays Sam, to Rami Malek, who plays the much troubled Joshua, to the amazing Peter Stormare, who gives a brilliant performance as the very, very dark and creepy Dr. Hill. Just each performance makes the characters so believable and so real, and for that you do start to care for them, even the quite unlikable characters. And I think what I love most about this game is that several of you could be playing this game, at the same time, and you will most likely all have a very different experience with it. You know, whether you manage to save all or none of the characters, you'll just take away so many different feelings away with you, and no doubt make you want to play it again straight away, because I know that's what it made me want to do. It may not have caught everyone's imagination or emotions like it did with me, but I for one absolutely adored the experience of Until Dawn, even if this little shit scared the pants off me.
Oh, is that what I'm getting? Jesus! Okay, that got me. So there we have it. Those are my best games of 2015. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. As I mentioned before, please do leave your thoughts in the comments below or at my Twitter at ChrisJonesLUFC about what your best games of 2015 have been. If there's some that I've just mentioned there that you agree with, that you disagree with, if there's some in there that you thought deserved to be up there, then please do let me know, and once again kind of get a discussion going between people, because let's be honest, it's been a damn good year of gaming for me, 2015, and I'm very much looking forward to 2016 as well. There's quite a few good ones coming out, so thank you you very much for watching, guys. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.